I knew you were going to say.
God. All right, shalom.
Shalom.
And with the brothers coming back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson. Your spirit and power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, Lord will. We're going to go ahead and first and foremost give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who do very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim and her pushing his gospel and truth and his sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh Shemel Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad.
Kane, shalom, peace be unto all you brothers and you few sisters that are tuning in, you Akiam, Wakwaf, to the mercy and grace of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, coming back with another lesson with the brother Kwana Waf, man, and hey, Lord willing, it's exhorting and comforting to those of you who believe, right? You got it, bro.
Come, this is Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 1,
right?
Comfort ye, my people, saith your power. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins.
You see that? And the her it's referring to is Israel, right? You know, and the nation of Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, as well as your other respected tribes, right? Which make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, God's chosen people, according to the Bible, right? And the Lord is sending out his prophets, right, in these last days to ultimately comfort all those that mourn in Zion, man. You see, pursuing the Isaiah, the 61st chapter. You see, that was something that the prophets, you know, were also sent to do. They were sent to give the judgment, you know, from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and what was going to get ready to befall the people, whether it be a famine, whether it be no rain for however many years, okay, whether it be a siege from a heathen, okay, they would give the judgments and tell the people in the future, but they would also, you know, comfort the people as well. You know, and that's what the Lord is sending his prophets to do in this time, seeing as this is the worst case scenario for us as a nation, seeing as we're under Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of, the ungodly, the border of wickedness, Malachi 1 and 4. Okay, so we're under his feet right now, and see, you know, that's getting ready to change. You see, you got it, bro.
That's right. Keep reading.
No, can you get that Revelation 21 and 4?
Oh, gosh.
You see, this is all getting ready to change, man. We weren't made to be slaves forever. Like it says, you know, she have received double for her sins.
That's right.
You see, we ultimately did the crimes. Like it says, I'm going to say Lamentations 5, where it says our fathers have sinned, and they are not, meaning they sinned, but they're not here. You know, and we have borne their iniquities. We reap their punishments. You know, the consequence of their disobedience. All right, so that's why we're in captivity, man. All throughout the earth, we have no rest. Constantly worrying about when a cop pull up behind you, if he gonna pull you over. No, nobody else has these curses cleaved unto him, like you read about in Deuteronomy 28 concerning the Israelites, man. See, but again, this is all getting ready to change, and we're getting ready to be back in a seat of power, right? We're getting back to be one with our power again. You see, because right now, you know, we're striving and fighting for righteousness, but here soon the Lord's going to put it in us, and we're not going to have the same weak minds that we have now, and the same, you know, wicked thoughts running. You know what I'm saying? Having to deal with lust. You know, being in the flesh, we're gonna get a new body. You see, you got something?
Yeah. I wanna grab this. This is Second Esdras 6, and I'll start at verse 7. It says, "Then answered I," and this is Esdras, right? He's ultimately asking a question like, when is this, you know, a society? When are things gonna turn upside down, right? When is this place gonna go down? When are we gonna be able to come up? When is the kingdom going to be established?
Yeah.
You know, that's what he's inquiring about, right? It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth, right, man? He's inquiring at when the kingdom is going to be set up, right? And we're in the same mindset, right? We want to know, you know, when is the kingdom coming, right?
Yeah.
We're worried about the kingdom, right? That's something that we're focused on, man. Scriptures say that, keep your eyes single. Right, so that's what we're focused on every day, right? Going to work, waking up, you know, from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep. Hey, even having, you know, while you're asleep, man, you know, you'll have visions or dreams of, you know, the kingdom, man, you know, and that spiritual power, right? Where our essence is ultimately consumed, right, in this truth, man.
Yeah.
You know,
whole mind, man, is focused.
That's right, man. You know, verse 8 it says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, right? Verse 10, right? It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is beginning of it that followeth, right? So it means there's going to be a You know, and the brother Ayaka a couple of weeks ago made that beautiful point, man. The flipping of the coin, right? When the head, you know, is on bottom, right? When you flip that coin, what happens? The side that was on top automatically becomes the bottom,
Right.
and the one that was on the bottom automatically becomes the top. You know, so that's what the Lord is ultimately about to do, man. And with that, you know, with that comes, you know, authority, power, right? And again, a different state of living.
Yeah.
You know, in our whole state of living, something that we've been used to for generations upon generations, is about to come to a screeching halt, man.
Which is good news, because we're living in hell.
Right.
You know, I mean, just look around. We say it, you know, from time to time, but it's really true, and really it's been weighing in heavy in my mind, because the food's getting worse. Watermelons leaking white fuzz, exploding on people. These motherfuckers talking about banning meat and dairy. They're doing this, man. They're setting up laws to do it. Right. So it's not gonna get any better. That's why constantly we're always crying when we were under the feet of our enemies, because of the way we lived. You see, we didn't have to, you know, be forced to eat swine's flesh, man, and adopt to their wicked customs and traditions. And then over time, you know, you have children and they don't know about the truth or the laws of the Lord, and then they forget too. And now, adapting to the heathen is normal. And that's the time we're in now, where our people have fully, you know, become Babylonians, just like they did Egyptians, man. You see, like it says, even in Maccabees, they say, you know, there's many that were wicked of our people who persuaded our own people to make a covenant with the heathen. You know, our people are doing that now through the way of these celebrities and rappers. You got it, bro.
Con. Revelations chapter 21 and verse 4 says, "And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." Yeah, man. So again, everything that we go through, right, as a people, right, constantly watching, you know, our loved ones get killed by, you know, these slave catchers out here,
Right.
you know, constantly having to pay, you know, more within your own communities, right? Having these nations come in and exploit, you know, you and your community,
Right.
you know, all your people, man, and treat you bad in your own neighborhood. And, you know, again, just getting, you know, I was watching an article where there was a lady, she had lived in the house for 50 years, right? And it was because there was a certain clause within, you know, that policy that you had. You know, Jake, don't look at the small print, man.
No.
Right? So there was a clause in there that if she was ultimately to end up late or on or miss a payment, right, for her mortgage or whatever it is, right, utilities, then they were able to do what? Right, that if she was more than 30 days late, then they were able to ultimately, you know, foreclose the house and then resell it, and that's what they did under her feet. Right, she didn't even know. She just kept getting eviction notices and stuff like that, you know, for months at a time, right? Because it would go from one seller to the next seller, right? And the last seller that ultimately bought the house and wanted to sell it was saying, "Hey, you got to get out," right? So she was getting kicked out of a house, right, that was sold from right under her, that her and her family had lived in for decades.
That's not right.
You know, that's what our people go through, you know, even now, right? Especially with prices going up. Hey, we are the poor and needy that the scriptures talk about.
That's right, bro.
You know, see who do you think is living in these low value or low income, you know, areas? It's Jake, man. You know, and we're constantly dealing with that, man. So you know, it'll be a, you know, a something new, right? To sit here and have, right, all the sorrow that we feel, all the crying that we're doing being taken away from us, and to never feel that again. What does that feel like, man?
Man, never be sad again.
Right.
Says,
what you got for me?
Can we read that again? So
yeah, Con. This is Revelation 21 and verse 4. It says, "And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away."
Yeah, you see that? So there was cries because there was reasons why those cries were coming down. You know, being in this flesh, having to live in a world where everything's out of order, right? You know, you even have a hard time keeping yourself in order, man. You be going off, man. You should hate to do that, man. You know, there's been conversations I had with Yahweh Shemiel and Charlotte, man. Lord, please deliver me from myself, because you get so tired of fighting your own self, man. It drives you crazy. But this is part of the straight gate, man. This is part of the fight that we were appointed unto. Which, when you go into that word in synonym, it means destined. We were destined to go through these things, man. You see, but again, you know, we would be there with the elect would be crying right about now. Dwelling in the house of mourning, not the house of mirth, like 98.999% of these people constantly just want to have, you know, have a good time, and not observing the time, but wanting to have a good time.
Right.
It's crazy, but this is and you can get what you get, but I'm gonna grab this real fast because I was just holding it.
Yeah.
This is Exodus chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, "And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters.
Wow.
For I know their sorrows." And see, this was dealing with in the time of ancient Egypt, man. You know, when we were under Pharaoh, serving a hardcore bondage, a day up, sun up to sundown.
Right.
You see that? And he would have a no mercy war that said, hey, the modern day Egyptian is these Edomites. Right? And they're the new taskmasters, and we're in spiritual Sodom in Egypt, which is America. Okay? And we're crying right now. And what did the Lord say then? He said he heard and knew their sorrows. It's not like the Lord don't know what's going on to us down here, man. You see, it's just that the Lord said at the right time or at the appointed time, I will hear you. Meaning he's going to come through. You see, you know, we all want to be saved and make those prayers to be delivered in the time when the Lord comes back. But we have to wait, you know. But these things are going to get ready to happen. The Lord really going to wipe them tears away, man. No more death.
That's right.
No more sorrow. No more gang banging. No more thought culture. No more black coat. No more Young Jeezy and fucking Cardi B and Ice Spice. It's not going to be none of that, man. It's going to be a thing of the past, you know. Coming into a new way of living. You see, and we're going to be the ones that this covenant was promised unto. Which, if you can get that real quick, unless you were holding something. Hebrews, the 8th chapter with that new covenant.
Yeah.
Because the Lord made a promise. Well, he's going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel, man. And that new covenant wasn't meant for the whole world and the rest of the heathen. Right? Concerning being perfected, being given a new body. Right? A new spirit, a right mind. You know? These heathen are still going to be in their flesh. You know, having a battle. They're trying to be righteous and trying to avoid wickedness. You know, but we're not going to have that battle because, again, the Lord's going to write these things in. You got it, bro.
Yeah, this is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 10. "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest."
Can you speak on that?
God, right? Because, hey, you know, we're coming out here on the highways and byways and constantly telling Jake, right? Constantly, you know, dealing with, you know, their rebelliousness, their hard, you know, their hard heads and not wanting to get it. Hey, this gets tiring, man.
Yeah.
You know, it gets tiring, right? But there's going to come a time when we're not going to have to do that no more, man. Right? Again, beginning with the elect, right? 2/3 they'll have to perish on this side, right, of the nation of Israel, but they're going to come back to the loins of the elect, right? That made it and that endured and took heed to this word, right? And continued to push through to the end, right? And received of that promise, which is the kingdom, right? They're going to come back to the loins of those people, right? The elect, beginning with the 144,000, you know, under Yahweh Shai, right? And they're going to come into righteousness, man. And we're not going to have to tell them, you know, to follow the Lord and to repent and this and the third, and stop following the heathen, right? Once Jacob's trouble pops off, once World War III hits, and once that deliverance comes for the elect in this time, hey, well, guess what? That's the end, you know, of unrighteousness for Israel, man. Beginning with the elect, they're not going to have to teach each other, you know. Whoever's to get it in this time, right, is going to get it, man.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be a part of the elect that's going to be delivered. 2/3, they're going to have to perish, man. But they're still going to come back into, you know, righteousness. If I may, I got a precept.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Expound on that real quick.
Yep.
Okay, damn, flies and shit.
See?
Yep. This is Romans chapter 11 and
what are we looking for? I have to find it.
shall be righteous. All Israel shall be righteous.
I said Romans. Yeah, Con. I think that's not Romans 3rd chapter. I don't want to say.
That was Romans 11.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Let me see. I'll try to find it with you.
I don't have my phone either.
Yeah, my phone's dead.
Yeah.
You gotta yield that sword, man.
Hey, well, this goes into it, man.
Does it? What chapter is that?
Romans 11 and 27. It says, for this is my covenant unto them when I shall take away their sins.
Oh, yeah, see?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's it. Lord said, how you find something?
That's right, man.
See, because our sins are going to be completely taken away.
Right.
You know? The Lord's coming back to deliver those that turn from transgression in Israel. but all Israel shall be righteous, man. So like the brother was looking for, you know, when the 2/3, you know, the spirit of the 2/3 that perished are born into the kingdom, they're gonna be programmed. You know, they're not gonna have to go to class or, you know, they're gonna know. You see, and that's the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. You know, for your seed to be born and be perfect, and they're gonna come out the womb. They're gonna be laughing, man. You see, because they're being born into righteousness. You see, it's gonna be a beautiful time, and the Lord said, you know, that it's His good pleasure to give us the kingdom. So the Lord's gonna take pleasure in giving us the kingdom. It's like, oh well, here you go. No, the Lord's gonna love to give. It's gonna please the Lord to finally, after all this time, all the way back to Adam, since that was the start to our fall. You know, through Eve, you know, enticing Adam and Adam, you know, being deceived. That was the start to where we're at now. But see, the same man that, you know, messed everything up, he made it all better, by going up on that cross, which was Yahweh Shai. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how I got mixed up my brain, man. But nonetheless, it was in Isaiah 60.
Oh,
it's Isaiah 16:21. It says, "Thy people also shall be all righteous." Right, speaking of the whole nation, man. You know, the whole nation is ultimately going to be righteous, man. We're never going to go off again. You know what I mean? And that's the beautiful part of it, man. Right? Because as we read in Wisdom of Solomon, the 1st chapter, right? Well, righteousness is immortality, man. You know, so we're all going to be righteous and we're all going to be immortals, right? We're not going to be the same as these heathens, man.
No, it's going to be a clear difference.
Clear difference, which means what? We're not going to be the same as we are now.
Right, right.
You know, once those bodies come, right, when the Lord ultimately snatches up, you know, the elect, right? Those bodies are going to be changed, man. You know, which means that their way of life is going to be, completely different, right? It's not going to be the same, right? Because now they're going to be on top.
Yeah.
You know, and unless you want me to grab something else.
Yeah. Can you go to Isaiah 60? Okay. I would say you can start where it says, what are these that fly to the windows?
You mind if I grab this precept real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 54.
Yep.
And Isaiah chapter 54. Right here, Isaiah chapter 54, and I'll start at verse 11. It says, "Oh, thou afflicted, tossed with tempest and not comforted," right? Because we have no comfort here, man. You know. Well, now we do. We have the scriptures. We have Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. But there was one time, right, we were without the Most High in the world, man. Yep. We had no comfort, constantly getting beaten down, right? And in 2/3, right, they don't know this truth, man, right? So they don't have a form of comfort. They don't have peace, right? Yahweh Shai said, "In the world you shall have tribulation, but in me you shall have peace." Yep. You know, so if you don't have Yahweh Shai, you have no form of comfort, man. You know. So yeah, now we have comfort, but as a nation, right, Israel isn't being comforted, man. You know, it says, "Behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and thy foundations with sapphires." And when you go into Revelation, the 21st chapter, as we were reading, right, where John, right, he had seen,
I can get that too.
You know, the kingdom that was ultimately coming, what it was going to look like, man, and he was able to describe it, right. When you go into Tobit, right, the 13th chapter, right, Tobit was also given what the kingdom is going to be like, man, what's going to look like, right? The streets and battlements, made with gold, yep. Right? All precious, stones and so on and so forth, right? That's what the kingdom is going to look like for us, man.
Yeah, because we're the most, and we say it's with humility, but we are the most high people, we don't know if we're the elect, but we do know we're Israelites, man.
That's right.
We were made to be the best of the best of the best of the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and right now we know we're Israelites, but what the Lord is going to do to us, man, how He's going to transform us, it's going to blow our mind, man. It's going to, you got it, bro.
You're kind of, that's, again, what Isaiah the 54th chapter is also going to as well.
Yeah.
Right? Verse 12, it says, "I will make thy windows of agates and thy gates of carbuncle, and all thy borders of pleasant stones. And all thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children." Right? Because our children are going to know the law. Right? They're going to be righteous. They're going to be immortals. Right? They're not going to be no average little kids walking around here doing some wicked ass shit, man, that these kids do today.
Yeah, walking around doing milk crate challenges. Flashing guns on TikTok.
Doing drugs, hardcore fucking drugs.
Yeah.
Thinking that shit's funny. Out here robbing random people of their hard-earned money.
With a Pooh Shiesty mask.
Right.
See, that damn Pooh Shiesty mask has to go, man.
Yeah, that's right.
So tired. You so tired of seeing that shit.
Right. You know, hey, but all that shit's gonna be gone, bro. Verse 14, and here's the point. It says, in righteousness shalt thou be established. There you go.
Woo.
In righteousness, man. Which was what? The law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shemel Shah, being perfect at it, man. Being perfect. Not only trying like we do now, but being perfect at it. Never messing up. Never going off. Right? It says, in righteousness shalt thou be established. Thou shalt be far from oppression, for thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. So we're going to be in a state of authority, man. Right? We're not going to be the prey no more. We're going to be the predator.
That's right, bro.
You know?
There's a precept on that too.
Everything we see here, man, is over. It's done with. You know, we're at the end of Esau Edom's kingdom, man. His queendom. You know? This place is not going to... And the end of his queendom is the beginning of our kingdom. Right?
Yeah.
The beginning of the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shah, man.
Yep. Which is going to be on earth. And
right.
And the people that you hate the most are they're gonna be joint heirs to that kingdom with their Lord who came and died for them, man.
That's right.
Yahweh Shai didn't come and die for everybody. He came and died for the Israelites, man. Right? In case you didn't get the memo or the email.
Right.
But I got a precept for you about being a prey to the heathen, because that's a curse that we're under, man. Being a byword, being weak, not having no power. You see, being crushed, man. As it says, thou shalt be crushed always. See, so that's happening, man. We're tired of being crushed, disrespected, and talked to and talked down to at that, man. This is Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 9. It says, thus saith, no, I gotta start up a little bit. Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 7, it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. Right, Yahushua is going to come back and gather his elect from the four winds of the earth, man. Now, again, that's like the brother said, that's going to be the start, right, to a righteous earth, right, to righteousness being declared and established in all of existence, right, under the authority of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right. It says, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong. Like, let your hands be strong, man. Pick yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Say, shake thyself in the dust upon these glorious garments, man.
That's right.
The Lord handed you a garment and said, come on, walk with me. So now we're on that path. Although it's hard and, you know what I'm saying, we having to deal with cracks in the road, our foot getting stuck in the cement. We got to pull our foot out. It's all cracked now. Like, metaphorically speaking, liking it unto different sufferings and afflictions we go through. But the Lord gave you the garments, which is his knowledge. Right? It said, follow me. He could have just passed you up, But it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in these days. Ye that hear in these days.
Wow.
In these days, man. You see? It says, these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. And that temple is being built right now spiritually, man, the house of David, which we hope to be a part of. It says, for before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast, neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in because of the affliction. Constantly dwelling. That's why it's not our rest. We're always going through something, man. Sometimes not as bad as other times. Sometimes you just wish you were gone in the spirit world, man. You wish you were where Yahweh Shai at rest. It says, but now, it's like it says, for I set all men, everyone against his neighbor, but now I will not be unto the residue of this people, as in the former days, saith the Lord of hosts. So the Lord's saying, I'm not gonna do what, do unto y'all what I did for your disobedience in your past life. Right? But what's the Lord getting ready to do? It says, for the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their due, and I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. And it shall come to pass that as you were accursed among the heathen, O house of Judah, and O house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. You see that? So we're not going to be a curse. We're not going to be a byword anymore. We're not going to be look at that nigga over there, man. Look at that damn, look at he Mexican fucking beaner. They just look at me probably eating a bean burrito or something. That's why they talk about us, man. You see, because they hate us because they ain't us. You see?
Yeah.
And there's a scripture. Unless you had a precept. Can you give me Isaiah 61? And I think it's like around verse 12 where it says, "They shall acknowledge thy seed as the blessed of the Lord." I think it's a little further down into that chapter.
Isaiah 61.
61 and 9.
God.
Which is the point.
God, this is Isaiah 61 and verse 9. It says, "And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them,
Right.
that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed."
See, and that's the point. When people look at us, they're not going to look at us like that. Like, oh, there goes that black man, coon. No, they're going to be like, oh, there goes a true servant of the Lord. You know, the ones that were blessed by the Creator of all things.
Right.
You see? So it's going to be a completely different change, man. You know? People aren't going to be, we're not going to be talking to somebody and they, have their back turned to us. No, they're going to be looking at, or they're going to have their head down when you read Isaiah 60. You know? Yeah. The sons of strangers shall come bending knee unto thee. And at the end of the day, these are all bonuses, man. We're fighting this good fight because we love the Lord. Yeah. We love the brothers, but these are the bonuses the Lord's giving.
I precept. This is Psalms 126 and verse 1. It says, "When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue was singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord hath done great things for them." So they're going to be talking good things for us, man.
That's right, bro.
When they think about us, they're going to literally, it's not going to have no good thing, no negative thought, because as it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So they're like, this is somebody I want to follow.
Yeah.
This is somebody who took us out of that garbage and put us in here in this garden. Because when the time's coming, the whole earth is going to be like the Garden of Eden, man.
From the garbage to the garden.
The whole earth is going to be, compared to what it is now, the whole earth is going to be like a Garden of Eden, man.
Yeah.
Because look at the state of where it's now. Nothing grows here, man.
He's dead.
So Lord's going to literally revamp the earth, man. It's going to be renewed, mm-hmm. Holy and truthworthy, man.
Oh, like it says, Lord, we created new heavens and a new earth.
I literally have that right here.
Oh, you might bring it out.
Yeah, Isaiah 65. Isaiah 65 and verse 17 says, "Behold, I create a new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind."
Yeah, because at least then, in the kingdom, man, you see the Lord, and the word new goes into refreshed.
Right.
So it's not going to be a whole new earth and a whole new planet, because the earth abideth forever, as the scriptures say in the book of Ecclesiastes. Right, so the earth is still going to be the same. It's just prophecy has it that America is going to be destroyed to the point and to the intent that it'll never be rebuilt on again.
Sure. Nothing's
going to grow here, just like Sodom and Gomorrah, man. The only thing that's going to be here is desert creatures, you see. But all around the earth, man, everything's going to be rebuilt. Everything's going to begin to grow properly, right? Everything's going to be green, beautiful flowers, right? Fruit trees. You're not going to have to pay, a state tax for them fruit trees either, man. You see, everything's going to be perfect, good, actual, real fruit. You're not gonna have to worry about Bill Gates and having to look at the tag on the fruit when you get at the store, because you don't know if it's Bill Gates' appeal, which is lab engineered food, man, right? Which is harmful to your body. They made this shit so that you can die. That's what it does. It's killing you, man. You see? So we're not gonna have to worry about that, man. You got something? Can you grab? Was that you? Were you on Isaiah 65?
Yeah, those are.
Yeah, can you grab Isaiah 60?
Yeah.
Back a few chapters.
This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 8. "Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushua thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee."
You see that? Saying, who did the Lord say this is what people in whom I'll be glorified, man? He said that to Israel. You see, when people look at us, they're going to glorify and praise the Lord, because I'm like, man, look how the Lord blessed them.
Right.
It's not going to be, oh, look how great they are. I mean, they're going to say that, but they're going to know why we became great. Because of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua.
That's right.
You got it, bro.
God. Verse 10, it says, "The sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee."
See, the Lord had wrath on us, man. Right? But we justly deserved everything. Even to this day, I be telling the Lord, like, man, whatever you're going to do to me, I deserve it. Because at the end of the day, we've done things that are worthy of death, and we still have secret faults, and we're all messed up, man. That's why we need Yahweh Shai to come back, because we're sick, and He's gonna heal us, man. You know, that's the man that was gonna redeem us. You know, and he paid the price, and now we're just waiting for Him to come back. Lord willing and worthy, you got it, bro.
Verse 11, it says, "Therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought."
See that? That gate shall be open continually. You see, we're constantly going to be receiving gifts from the heathen and the other nations, man. They can send their gold, their silver, their forces, right? Their wealth, their substance, their precious items, their rubies, you know, different stones that we don't even know that they had. They had it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
If I may say, imagine that, man. You know, every day.
Seeing it coming in.
Right, just seeing it coming in. And you sit here, you see so much. You go to sleep, you come back when you wake up, you come back and it's an even bigger mountain of freaking jewels and gold and precious metals that you never know of, like just waiting for you to inspect it, man.
Yeah.
You know, waiting for you to just sit here and touch it, and, say, oh yeah, this is, put that in my my stash,
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. It's gonna be nonstop, man. It's nonstop.
It's gonna be nonstop, and really, see, it was already ours to begin with, right? Because it's our Lord's, and Lord willing, we're the elect. We're gonna be joint heirs, so really, it's ours. And it really, in general, too, the scriptures say that this world was created for Israel's sake, right? So everything has our name stamped on it, but you heathen painted over it. But the Lord's going, you blow on a glass and try to wipe it. The Lord gonna go, and He's gonna wipe it out. Oh, it does say Israel. I had time to hand it back over. You gonna do just that. You can't go against His prophecy. You got it, bro.
Come on, man. Continue on, verse 12. It says, "For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted."
See, should be utterly wasted if you don't want to, serve the Lord, man. Right, and fear Him and walk in His ways. You're gonna be put to death. Right, and that entails you will be being an obedient, being an obeisance unto us. You got it, bro.
Servitude,
subject. Yep.
Verse 13. It says, "The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious."
Which is what? What's the place of the Lord's feet? Right, scriptures say that I have made the heavens and the earth. Oh no, it says the earth is my footstool. Salakia. Next to another scripture I was thinking about. Right. So when He said I'm gonna glorify the place of my feet, He's talking about the earth. Again, the earth's gonna be beautified. Right, it's gonna turn into a paradise, because when you go into the word Eden, you get the Hebrew word Adon, which means paradise. You see, that's what the earth's turning into. You got it, bro.
Con. It says, verse 14, "The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel." God, man, because when you go into that word Zion in the Hebrew, it's to Zion, right, which means monument, right? So we're literally going to be, right, because of Yahweh Shem Shai and His laws, right, being established inside of us, right? We just read in Hebrews the 8th chapter, man, that His laws are going to be written in our hearts and in our minds, man, that we're going to be literally every aspect of every second of our life is literally going to be about Yahweh Shem Shai, following His law, statutes, commandments, man.
Yep, that's what we're doing now, rehearsing that mindset, focusing on the Lord.
Right. So again, we're gonna be that standard, man, on how you're supposed to have, how you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to act, right? So these nations are gonna be in awe, man. Because we're not gonna be mourning, right? Our power is gonna be, we're gonna be one with our power, man.
Yeah.
At all times, man. That's heavy, man. And as it says in Revelation 13:10, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity," man. So while all this is taking place and we're following the scriptures, you're going to be servitude to us, man.
Yeah.
Esau Edom, for 1,000 years, and after 1,000 years, he's going to be destroyed. All right, but these nations, right, even though they get some form of freedom, right, they're going to get sent back to their lands. There's going to be servitude to us, man.
Yeah.
Right? Scriptures talk about it, man. Which I think that's what the Micah the 4th chapter. You can find that, man. Right? You're gonna come and follow the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Shai, right, and serve, right, His men, beginning with Yahweh Shai, on down.
That's right, bro. You want me to grab that for you?
Yeah, if we can, Baba Shah.
Trying now. I hope my that page didn't fall out.
If not, I can always grab it.
Let me see. I think I do got it. Page.
It's a heavy chapter, man.
Yeah, I do got it.
Yep.
This is Micah chapter 4 and verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Mm-hmm. And the mountains is ultimately symbolic for these governments, right? And I think it also mentioned hills. The hills is like these smaller governments, like right. You got the mayor, right? Then you got the what is that? The Senate, right? The senator, right? Then you got your what is that? Your president and so on and so forth, right? Moving up the chain, right? So that's ultimately what's going in on. Go ahead.
It says, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it.
That's right, man. So hey, guess what? The government of Yahweh Bashim Shah, which is going to be what? Beginning with Yahweh Shah, King David, right? The 144,000 with it, which is that governing body, right? That's going to be ruling over the earth, man. That's going to be established above all these other governments, all these other, nations, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You got your precept.
I was going to finish that out, and then
go ahead.
And this is verse 2. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Right, we're gonna teach them the law, statutes, commandments, man.
Yep.
And if they don't want to follow, hey, they're gonna get their ass beaten to a bloody pulp, man.
Yep.
That is what it is. As simple as that, man. Go ahead.
That's right, bro. It says, and he will teach us, like it says, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion,
right,
and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
That's right, man. It's Israel, man.
Shalom.
Give your precept, then we'll go back to that.
This just for to prove that point. Right, this is all throughout the prophets, man. You see within these different prophecies and the things to come concerning the future. It mentions Israel being in power, being raised up and exalted. You see, the Lord said that he will cause the dry tree to flourish. This is Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 21. Verse 20. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people and the inhabitants of many cities. And the inhabitant of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before the Lord and to seek the Lord of hosts. I will go also. So people are gonna be talking to each other. Hey, let's go learn. Let's go learn today. Just like we get up and we want to serve you, do the will of Yahweh Bashim Shah. That's how they gonna be. They ain't gonna wake up, bowing down to damn fat fucking Buddha, or writing a pentagram on their wall. They're gonna be waking up praising Yahweh Bashim Shah, man. Wanting to do it together. It says, yea. Oh, and then verse 22. Yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem, and to pray before the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. And see, that's what the brother was saying, that we're going to be made one with our God again, and people are going to know it. And they're going to see us, and they're going to want to worship the Lord too, for the great things that the brother said that he did for us, man. You got it, bro.
It's heavy. It was, can we go back to that Micah, the 4th chapter?
Oh, yeah, we should.
Verse 3.
Yes, sir. Like it. I got butterfingers today. This is Micah chapter 4 and verse 3. It says, and he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off.
Right.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right, because these nations aren't going to be in power, right? You see them now, right? They're ultimately fighting for land, right? You got America trying to intrude on China's land and his territory, and then you got and vice versa, pressing back, and Russia, moving in on or NATO moving in on Russia's territory, and Russia's fighting back, and so on and so forth. There's not going to be none of that, because guess what? There's going to be one power in the earth, man, and that's going to be Yahweh Bashim Shah and his men. In their proper order, man. Again, beginning with Yahweh Shai, right? There's not going to be no fight, no need to fight for power or fight for, any kind of land or anything like that. It's going to be all owned, man.
No propaganda either, because they got to keep the law, man.
That's right. Yeah, can we continue on that?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I can just wait and turn the page. Micah chapter 4 and verse 4, it says, But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. Woo, just chilling, man.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna be afraid from what we gotta be afraid of. All the animals are at peace with, all the insects, you know. Damn, remember that movie, that show I was telling you about, The Chosen One? Well, there was a scene because the kid had spiritual power in the movie, which is a twist on it. But it's called The Chosen One. It's on Netflix, and the kid has spiritual powers. And he went fishing with one of his friends from the village, and he had jumped in the water. And right when he jumped in the water, all the fish came out because they were fishing, but they couldn't get no fish. So they were thinking about going home, and the kid looked at him, and he felt bad for his friend because he made a living off that fish. So he jumped in the sea, and as soon as he jumped in there, all the fish started just going around him. And he was just sitting there floating in the water. They're all just like rotating around him.
Wow.
Man. So that's how it's going to be. We're going to be at one with the Lord, meaning we're going to be at one with life. The animals going to look at us and they're going to smile, man. They're going to come up and be excited. We're going to greet them. Come on, man. You can't tell me you don't want that. I want that, man.
Yeah.
You know, I want to look at them animals and go, Lord, you help us me outside, man. Yeah, go, Lord, you help us. You just pass out. You're so happy, man. Yeah, bro. Well, that's why this is good news. Right? Because this is for us. This is for us, man. These things we're reading about is for us. We're going to be the ones when people look at us, listen, oh, man, there he goes. And not that we just want to just have the power over people. That's what the Lord said he would give. You know, and it's humbling, too. You got it, bro.
Oh,
my bad. You want to keep
it?
Well, I still reading that, Micah?
Yeah. Just one more verse just to prove that point. You know, again, your nations being, servitude, right, unto, the Israelites, man. Go ahead. Next verse.
It says, I'll finish that verse before it's 4. I'll finish it off. Okay. It says, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts hath spoken it. You ain't getting around that. The Lord spoke it, it's going to happen. For all people will walk everyone in the name of his God, and we will walk in the name of the Lord our God forever and ever.
That's right, man. So as we're going to be following Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, with these nations going to be following us, man. Right? They might go back into their land, you know what I mean, or the land that they're given, and they might dwell. But guess what, man? You're still going to have Israelites over them, man. Right? There's still going to be servitude to the Israelites for all eternity, you know? All eternity,
all
man.
Eternity.
You know? Think about that, man. You know, Esau got slaves. We're Esau slaves right now, man.
Yeah.
Right, but our slavery's coming to an end.
And that's crazy.
And he's going to be the slave. These nations are going to be the slaves, man. You know? But I got a few more verses. I'll keep reading on this. It's verse 6. It says, in that day, saith the Lord, will I assemble her that halteth, and I will gather her that is driven out, and her that I have afflicted, and I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off a strong nation. And the Lord shall reign over them, and Mount Zion from henceforth even forever. And thou, O tower of the flock, and stronghold of the daughter Zion, unto thee shall it come, even the first dominion, and the king shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem, which is speaking of the elect, right? The tower of the flock is speaking of the elect, man. Right? So he's telling you right here that the elect are going to have that first dominion, man. Right? And they're not going to share it with the 2/3, right? Because the 2/3 didn't earn it, right? The elect, ultimately, whatever they went through, right? Here in this time, right? And got this truth and continue to endure, right? They're going to have the first dominion, man. You know? They're going to be the first rulers, you know? And the 2/3 are going to come back through their loins over time, man.
Right.
You know?
The first fruits. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. It reads, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. You see, the Lord said, in my wrath have I smote thee, but, in my mercy have I had mercy upon thee, roughly paraphrased when we read in Isaiah 60. Right? So the Lord's getting ready to have that mercy, man. It says, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. You see, so like the brother said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. All they that devour thee shall be devoured. Okay, that's what the Lord said he was going to do, So that's ultimately your future to look forward to, man. Which is actually going to be honorable, to be able to serve God's chosen people. You're actually going to be happy to do it. Because like the brother said, you're going to see the way the world looks, how the food tastes. And you're going to be happy to do it, But you could have certain that try to buck up and they're gonna be made an example. We don't know, but we know what's written, like we read, but what happened.
Go back to Isaiah 60.
Yes.
This is Isaiah chapter 60 and I'll read verse 14 again. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations.
Eternal excellency.
It says, thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings, and thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Verse 18, violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders.
No more violence, man. No more gang activity, no more crime, no more thieving, no more adults. There's not gonna be none of that, man. No more, Edomites or whatever nation just messing us up on our way home. We all got a bag of skills in our jacket trying to pull it out, snack on it, and they shot us because they thought it was a gun. We're not gonna go into stuff like that, man.
Right.
We're gonna be in peace everywhere we go. You got it, bro.
Come. Verse 18, it says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders.
Right.
But thou shalt call thy walls salvation and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy power thy glory. The sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself.
Right, so that wisdom, that understanding, that knowledge is never going to be taken away from us, man. It's going to always be, again, it's going to be within us.
Right.
See, we're going to be one with the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. It's going to be engraved in our souls, man. You got it, bro.
Right, because ultimately, that sun and that a sun and the moon, you know what I mean? They're symbolic for that, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Right. Which is this light, right? He's brought it out of darkness into this marvelous light. The sun and the moon, they give off light, man.
Right.
So that's, again, symbolic for this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which will never be taken away from us.
Yep, never, man. Never. Yep. You got it, bro.
Con, it says, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended.
The days of thy mourning shall be ended, man. And then I remember that brother Award brought out a scripture where in Isaiah said, and sorrow shall flee away from thee.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna be crying no more.
Yeah.
You're gonna be so happy, you ain't probably gonna be going to sleep, man. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna be twitching because you're so happy, man.
Yeah.
And you're gonna wake up and you're gonna realize that, hey, this is my life forever now.
That's right.
And that day you're gonna wish you would have done more works for the Lord. But whatever you did would have been acceptable, and you were numbered amongst the elect. So you'll be good, man. You'll be in your right mind. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna have to have the passport to leave and go travel. We'll be able to wake up and travel the world, man. In a chariot. We can ride on horses or fly. We can fly around the world exploring it, man. Having that spiritual power load with it. There's so many great things that you to meditate on when it comes to the kingdom, because this is about to be our life.
That's right. This
isn't our life. This is our hell. But see, the Lord came and died so that we could have life, and that life is getting ready, to come into fruition for us, man. You got a little more on that?
Yeah, it's super verses.
You got it.
Verse 21 says, thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
You see that? The Lord will hasten it. See, the Lord wants this to happen too. Mm-hmm. Like he said in Zechariah, man, seeing the little boys and girls playing in the streets of gold, that's going to be our children. The heathen aren't going to be able to come on them streets. I wish they would come on them streets. I'm going to give them judgment. They ain't going to have no legs. They have to crawl around, man.
Yep.
Then they come up in here. Come up here like that. So, but the Lord said, the point is with that verse, he said, if it's marvelous in the eyes of his people, is it not marvelous in my eyes too? Meaning, you think about that, man. Your kids being at peace, you're not having no worry. You could be, in the sea with a brother, drinking yayan, seeing the whales come out of the sea and pink dolphins, man, just having a good time, the sunset, and your son is somewhere on the other side of the world, but he's good because he's immortal, and the Lord's not gonna let nothing happen to him.
Right.
You know, this is going to be a complete different change. You see, we're going to have, there's a prophecy where it says, our children shall come to us and say there's no space for us.
Right.
We're going to have so many kids. We're going to have to go to other worlds, man. We always try to set my father's house in many mansions.
Right.
You see, other different creations and worlds out there and planets to be inhabited, ready to be given into your hands. You got it, bro.
That's right, man. That's the kingdom, man. I mean, I don't have anything else you want me to.
We can end it off on second. You have second Ezra in there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, can you get second Ezra chapter 2, and I want to say it's like verse 10.
I got slack. I got a precept.
No, yeah, why you gotta say slack? You got a precept, bro.
Yeah, it's like, well, I didn't think of it until last minute. But I'll read this again. Isaiah 65 and verse 17 again. It says, "For behold, I create a new heavens and a new earth. The former shall not be remembered nor come into mind." Right? We're not going to be worried about this shit, man. You know, because again, this is hell. Why would anybody want to think back on hell? You know? Fuck this place. Right? Verse 18, it says, But be you glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. Right? So if we're gonna, it's gonna take all eternity to enjoy the creation of the Lord, man. Right? Because the Lord's creations are ever growing, right? Ever being created, right? The Lord is constantly, the universe doesn't stop, right? It's endless, man. So imagine the endless number of planets and galaxies and, you know, so on and so forth that have to be, you know, populated. That's a lot, man. You know?
Yeah, the scripture say, he that overcometh shall inherit all things. Why? Because Yahweh Shai, he inherited all things, man. You know, all power in heaven and in earth. We don't even know what's up there like that. You know? And then the Lord to say, this is yours. Just like Mufasa brought up his son Simba on that mountain. He's like, this is all yours. That's what Yahweh Shai gonna do to you. Yeah. Just like that servant that had the 10 talents. And the Lord said, you know, thou hast been faithful. You know, now receive 15 cities. One he told receive 10 cities. But the cities are going to be planets and parts of
galaxies.
Yeah. You know, and like, you know, we hope, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy what the Lord's getting ready to do for us, man. That's why this is worth fighting for. It's worth dying for, man. You know? Lord willing, you know, Lord put that spirit on us to go out like that. But faith. You got it, bro.
You want me to get that second Edges?
Yeah, you can start at verse 2 and you start verse 12. Or it's verse 13, get straight to the point.
Second Edges 2?
Yeah, 13.
This is second Edges chapter 2 and verse 13. It says, "Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch."
Yes, and second Ezra 14 says, you know, haste to flee from these times, man.
Right.
And, you know, in your mind, don't care about this world. Because this world is passing away every day. You see, but you keep on serving the Lord, like it says, he that doeth the will of the Most High, abide it forever. You're going to get ready to inherit immortality, man. Right? A new body, being one with your Lord, and Yahweh Shai giving you a smile. I want to see Yahweh Shai smile at me.
Right.
Lord willing, man.
Milky white smile, man.
Milky white, best smile you ever seen, man. You know? You got that contagious laugh, too. He started, Yahweh Shai stopped, man, everybody gonna be running around. You know, Jake, you know, they start running the opposite way, running to a wall or something. Somebody throw somebody over the fence or something, you know?
Yeah.
We're gonna be happy forever, man. You know? Yahweh Shai even said it to his disciples. He said, you know, your mourning shall be turned into joy. You know, but hey, man, it's just that he had to go away. But he's coming back, and he said, hey, we're gonna have joy again. You know? All forever and evermore. You know? Unless you got anything else you want to say. Hey, Lord's will, this lesson was edifying to you, you hopeful elect out there, man. Why continue to focus on the kingdom, why continue to serve the Lord, man, all right, to the best of your ability every day while we have the time to do so. So with that, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the elder apostle of Great Millstone, our teachers. And shalom, till next time we say
Shalom.
Kwam Yasha Allah, and Abba Shalom.